Hey, what's up, guys? So, do you guys recall that story I did from a week ago regarding that Smoothie King in Ann Arbor, Michigan? So, what you had was two black female employees refuse service to a couple, all because the husband was wearing a Trump hoodie. And this obviously caused a huge uproar within MAGA because there was no other justifiable reason to discriminate against this couple. They were very cordial in the video evidence that was provided. And, they were just asking questions about why they were not being serviced. And when they found out, they were still very polite about everything. That said, the employees, the high schoolers, they just basically freaked out as soon as they saw that Trump hoodie. Anyways, I'm going to play you that clip of the altercation for those of you who haven't watched it. If you've already seen the clip, you can just fast forward. And then I'm going to play you the update because there's been new revelations about this incident. Anyways, here's that clip.
Yeah, we're at Smoothie King, and they're discriminating and saying we cannot get service because Jake has a Trump service on.
Okay,
So
you said you were going to leave, so please just have a great day and leave so we can continue what we're doing. Thank
we
you.
were just wanting a smoothie, and you literally looked at us, and I asked you if everything was okay. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie.
Yes.
That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. You're still
That is
discriminating.
illegal.
That's illegal.
I said Trump discriminates us.
That has nothing to do with us wanting a smoothie.
Okay, but that's who you support. That's who you love. Though.
You don't,
Have a
but
great day.
you don't own this. You don't own Smoothie King.
Okay, so that was a short snippet of that clip. But if you want to watch the longer version, you can check my previous video. That said, imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if this was a white employee refusing service to a black customer. The mainstream media would have lost it. Like CNN, MSNBC, they still would have been covering it even a week later. Heck, they might have been race riots like outside of that Smoothie King in Michigan. And it's just so crazy that, because it happened the other way around to a conservative, to a Trump supporter, MAGA, barely gets any coverage.
A man who was refused service at an Ann Arbor Smoothie King for wearing a Trump shirt speaking out on camera for the first time. The video of the two employees telling him and his wife to leave has gone viral. Smoothie King has apologized, but as Fox 2's Scott Wolchek tells us, that apology may not mean too much.
We were just wanting a smoothie, and you literally looked at us, and I asked you if everything was okay. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie. That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day.
It's a video gone viral. A local man denied service at an Ann Arbor Smoothie King for wearing this shirt.
So what does it say on there?
This shirt says Trump, take America back 2024.
Do you think there's anything offensive about your shirt?
I guess there it is to some people.
It's something Jacob Lindemeyer has learned all too well ever since he felt like grabbing a smoothie on Monday at the Jackson Road Smoothie King. He says he goes there all the time, but Jacob was denied his smoothie. What he has received, he says, are death threats.
You better watch your back. We know where you live. And this is like thousands and thousands and thousands of messages. Never in my life would I have ever thought that I would be getting death threats over my political beliefs.
Hey, you know that's a crime, right?
It's not.
Discrimination
We
is a
have the
crime.
right to refuse service here, and that's what we
Not
did.
due to political views, though.
We've worked so hard to get where we're at now. Like, I'm an entirely different person than I used to be. And now a lot of these people are trying to bring up my past, like things from 10 years ago. Like, look, this is who he is. Like, my character has been like completely smashed.
Smoothie King says the franchise owner took action and the two employees involved are no longer with the business. Both the franchise owner and Smoothie King corporate reached out to apologize. The local owner is also enforcing mandatory retraining for all employees that outlines its guest experience standards.
Does it mean anything to you they're changing their policies? They got rid of these people?
I mean, that's good for them, but what about us now? Our lives are literally changed. Our kids aren't even going to school right now because I'm scared for their safety, and we're just kind of sitting there thrown by the wayside.
He and his family just looking for safety, to wear what they want, and the freedom to express their political beliefs. Scott Wolchek, Fox 2 News.
Okay, so yeah, that was local media coverage because obviously no national media would have touched this story. This was against a Trump supporter, a Christian conservative, and this just wouldn't have fit their narrative. That said, what is happening to this family is pretty disgusting. The fact that this guy can't even send his children to school because he's worried about their safety, and now they're also receiving death threats. Like, what did this couple do wrong? They went to a business that they always frequent, and then they were discriminated against. And now you have this former employee grifting off this whole incident because she's already raised over $4,000 in GoFundMe donations and just growing her TikTok with the support of these retarded liberals. And what's even more infuriating is that this high schooler is still working at McDonald's. So she was working both jobs at Smoothie King and McDonald's and then ended up getting fired at Smoothie King, but still is working at McDonald's. Now, think about this. If you, as a conservative, knowing what you know about this woman, do you think you'd be okay with her handling your food? Like these liberals, I don't trust them. As soon as they find out you're a Trump supporter or MAGA, I would never trust them touching my food. Like honestly, liberals really need to stop having politics consume their entire lives because this is a one-sided issue. You never hear stories of conservatives or Trump supporters ever assaulting someone over a Biden hat or Kamala hat or refusing service to them. Never hear it. It's just a one-sided issue. And these idiots always talk about how they have so much empathy and tolerance for other people. Yeah, only when you have the same political ideology as them. Otherwise, this is how they act.
Off our streets! Nazis scum! Off our streets!